This is the second part down memory lane. This is my father, Edward VIII. The only time he was married was to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor, school teacher, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe, born in Madison, Wisconsin, or Sun Prairie, a suburb, later moved to Williamsburg, Virginia, and I believe my Aunt Georgia went to college in Charlottesville at the university there. She did teach at Cannon College in Virginia. And anyway, this is my dad, Edward VIII, who never married Wallace Simpson. All of it was a lie. Can you even believe you go to the library? None of it's been corrected. It's all lies about this beautiful man. Well, hopefully you get to see what they did to me, his daughter. My mom was about 40 when I was born. In 39, I was born in 39, kidnapped in 41. My dad was 45. My dad never fathered another child. They have lied, and I don't know what the woman, Emily, that's got, I'm not going to say too much here because I really don't know. She's up there, I'm just not going to say because I don't know. I know she's not. She was born 5 years after me. She would have, the father would have had to have been, if that were any truth to her story, would have been the imposter that married Wallace Simpson and became the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, illegal title. So I don't know what is going on there with her, other than she's claiming to be the legitimate heir, just like I am, and I am. There was a seal put on it, and true blood DNA would prove it. But like, and this is do not blame the Brits for this. The Brits did not. The citizens. It was Elizabeth, her father Edward, my father Edward VIII's brother, the illegal George VI, who helped take down his own country, kidnap his own niece, heir to the British crown, and take out his own brother with life. You think they don't know that my father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe? She wasn't acceptable. But that's not really it. This thing was planned, very thoroughly to take down by the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergers, the Kennedy clan, Roosevelt. He gets something else, let me tell you. But anyway, it's not funny. It's hell every step of the way, and I hope the world has to look at it, because I can't even put all of it up. So I'm going to be redundant here. I'm just going to show you the O'Keefe genealogy. And my mom was a baby there. But I wanted to get back to what I remember when I found out about my kidnapping in late '83. I remembered the other video I just put up. I'm going to start there. I remember my mom standing over me, or by the side of me in the bassinet, I guess, or crib, and talking to another lady, whether it was Georgia. I don't remember if she had an accent or not, American accent or British, English accent. Anyway, they were talking. I can remember the chandelier so plain, and it was a dining room, and the French doors were here, and my mom was saying, they must have just heard a radio report or something. This is going to hurt him so bad. They were reporting some of the total lies that are so ludicrous if you look back in it, that my father was wearing a diaper, riding a tricycle. They used double to do some of the photos that they used to defame my father, which are totally lies. Anyway, I remember my father opening the door. I could see him. I mean, I knew he was there. I could see him. So I was in the bassinet, or crib, so I'll just leave it at that. I remember my mother breastfeeding me. So I was little then. I was breastfeeding, so I was small. I remember that. I remember her voice with, I don't know if it was Georgia or not, but still in England. or Ireland. I don't know. I think at one time we ended up in Ireland before I was kidnapped. But my mom was crying and angry, and she was breastfeeding me, and I can remember the terror, and I was just screaming and crying. And I remember my mom took me up and around at her lips and her neck, and she hugged me, and she said to the effect, "I'm not mad at you. I love you very much." And I can remember feeling better. I remember my mom and dad being in a place that wasn't elaborate at all. It was a bedroom, and I'm over here, in a bassinet or crib. I can see up. And this man comes in, and looking back, I wonder if it had to have been George, his brother, Elizabeth's dad. What money-hungry SOBs. I remember my father told him the angry sound of this man's voice. Remember my father said when the door burst open, he said, "What are you doing here? Get out." He came over and he was screaming. And my dad's on this side, my mom's here, and I'm here. All right, he came over. I guess it must have terrified my father and mother like he was going to kill me. He was down screaming at me. All right, now I want to go to, I think this was the same house. I'm sorry, I'm showing my table here, aren't I? It was the same house because it had this, what can I say? It was a patio. That's not the right word. I'm losing it. I don't have this written down, okay? It's when you, foyer. This man walked in, and I don't know who he was, okay? But I remember the foyer. Oh, yes. I remember my dad had me, and this man asked to hold me, and my father said, "Watch out for her fingers, she'll go for your eyes." And I did. I was little. I mean, I was where you could hold me, and I must have been about 6 months old, I guess, and maybe a month old. No, about 6 months old. And I went for the eyes. And anyway, I always looked in people's eyes because they show pain, anger, and they say a wonder to the soul. I don't know, but I put a lot of stock in the eyes, even when I was a baby. So I'm trying to remember. There was something else I wanted to. Oh, the one thing I remember so much was just half. I can't see the upper part of the nurse. And I don't know, for some reason I think we were in Northern Ireland or something. It was in I can almost see it, the house, the lodging. I was in a bathtub, and more than once she gave me, I guess she's the nurse, she gave me the bath. And she would walk out and leave me. I remember that. And I was big enough to sit up and everything. And she would bring soap to me. And the first soap or two was a duck, a little duck, and I was so happy. I can remember being so happy with the little duck. Then she come in with a hippopotamus, and she walked out and left me with a hippopotamus, and it left this impression on me, But anyway, the nurse in the castle helped kidnap me, all right? Now, I want to get to this when, and this is going to go off now, and I wanted to get this up. It was when I wrote the book about mind control and about Congressman Dr. Larry McDonald, whose plane later went down. The KAL was shot down by the Soviets when it veered into the airspace August the 31st of 83. I had April Fool Day of 80. I thought it was because of the book I wrote. It's unpublished, by the way. You can understand why. I found out later in 83 it was who I am and who kidnapped me, and that's the reason for all this. But I wanted to say that in here, I went to get a talk screen. I didn't know what they'd put